Okay, welcome back, folks. Well, this morning the SGX Nifty is down and out, but we have our entire team up and running to help you with all the stocks that you need to watch out for trade this morning. So let's welcome them on board. Anuj, what are you looking at today?
Sonia, I think the HDFC twins. That clearly is for the indicator that you got to keep an eye on. As they say in Hindi, aag mein ghee. It literally did that yesterday in the market decline. So a lot of the gains have been trimmed of that big day. Will be interesting to see if we start to see more on that. If these stocks stabilize, perhaps the market also stabilizes. So that's why I'll keep an eye on both these names.
All right, Anuj, thanks for that. That's HDFC Twins in focus. It's not just fuel oil prices which are going up. Gas prices are also going up rapidly. Sonal is standing by with that. Sonal.
Oh yes, it's a steep hike that these city gas distribution companies have taken in the CNG segments. For Mahanagar Gas, they've taken a price hike by 7 rupees per kg. The PNG prices by MGL have been increased by 5 rupees per SCM. Not only MGL, IGL also has increased prices. Gujarat Gas has increased CNG prices by 6.5 rupees per kg. IGL, they have taken a second price hike just in the month of April by 2.5 rupees per kg. So far in April, IGL has in fact taken a price hike of 6.6 rupees per kg. This is of course because of the global gas prices and the domestic gas prices going up. Now, if the domestic gas allocation is not made on a priority basis to these city gas distribution companies, they will need to take more price hikes of around 6 to 7 rupees per kg in the CNG segment. And they do have a meeting with the ministry this week itself, so the allocation will be known by then. But for now, it's a steep hike. They have done this to maintain their margins. That is the reason these stocks could be in the green today.
Okay, so we'll watch out for names like Mahanagar Gas, etc. But let's go across to Nigel and find out why he's tracking Tata Steel this morning. Nigel, hi.
Well, hi. Tata Steel, they came out with their numbers for the past quarter and they look pretty good actually. Because the India business out there, you have a volume growth of close to around 10%. Two factors could have played out. They exported more because there were opportunities that came out because of the ongoing, conflict between Russia as well as Ukraine. And that's what could have resulted in better than expected sales volumes here in India. Keep in mind, the production number is less than the sales volume, so there's no big inventory buildup as well, which will be seen positively. Though in Europe as well as Southeast Asia, which is a smaller part of their business, well, there was a degrowth of around 4 to around 8% odd. But I think the street will set its eyes on the India volume number and will read it positively. Back to you.
Okay, Nigel, thanks a lot for that. Let's go across to Mangalam then for business updates on Marico. Mangalam?
Well, Anuj, you said aag mein ghee for HDFC Twins. I'll say FMCG mein tel for Marico because, it's weak and nothing that we don't know so far. Consumption trends remain weak amid rural weakness as well as inflation that we're seeing in global commodities. And in that, Marico's India business has shown just mildly positive volume growth on a high base of 25% as well. Revenue growth would be in low single digits itself, again, on a high base. Importantly, Parachute volumes have been lower year on year. Value-added hair oils also have grown in low single digits. And Saffola franchise, which is a smaller part of their business, has seen a big growth, primarily led by the foods business, which has been on a growth tear itself. Gross margins, while they'll be similar to the same levels last year, it would improve quarter on quarter, and that's primarily because Marico and Tata Consumer are a few consumer companies that are facing core commodity deflation, but they will use that money in advertising spends, and which is why net profit growth will be in very low single-digit levels as well. So see some red on that stock.
All right, thanks a lot for that. Well, let's go across to Abhishek. He's tracking Bandhan Bank and Poonawalla FinCorp. Abhishek, over to you.
Well, Sonia, Bandhan Bank has come out with its business update, which is looking like they are bulking up for the growth. Given the fact that, deposits are up 23.5% YOY and about 14% sequentially, but the low-cost deposit ratio, that's declined sharply by 400 basis points on a quarter-on-quarter basis. So this means bulk of the bulk deposits have been garnered in to see the growth ahead, given the fact that advances have grown by 16.5% YOY and about 15.2% sequentially. Collection efficiency remains strong. Overall collection efficiency was at 96% for Q4 FY22. Poonawalla FinCorp, the disbursements are robust. It's grown at more than 80% on a sequential basis and up more than 133% on a YOY basis. AM growth remains strong at 16.5% YOY and about 8.9% on a sequential basis. They have seen improvement in their asset quality. Gross NPA has declined by about 50 basis points quarter on quarter to 3%, and net NPA has declined by 60 basis points to about 1.2% for Q4 FY22. Back to you.
Abhishek, thanks very much for that. Bandhan, Poonawalla, both in focus. More stocks with news flow. Agam is standing by with that list. Agam, good morning.
Good morning. Let's start off with Adani Group companies, specifically Adani Transmission and Enterprises, along with Adani Green. Now, the boards of these companies will meet on the 8th of April in order to consider fundraising through rights issue, preferential allotment, and this could involve a QIP. Moving on to Rain Industries, we are seeing a partial shutdown at its Kalsana plant in Visakhapatnam, and this is owing to lower allocation of RPC by the DGFT for the financial year FY23. Moving on to Triveni Engineering, the company has commenced commercial operations at its new distillery in Rampur in Uttar Pradesh, and this has a capacity of 160 kiloliters per day. And finally, coming down to PB Fintech, where we have a quarterly update here as well, where its total insurance premium originated by PB Fintech is up as much as 70% year on year at around 2,177 odd crores.
That's interesting. The stock, in any case, has been seeing a bit of a rebound. It was up 6% yesterday as well. Let's see how it moves today. I'm watching for 3 stocks in the auto sector. The first one is TVS Motor, going with green over there because Jio, BP and TVS Motor have collaborated to launch a slew of EV charging infrastructure systems and battery systems as well. They want to create a complete ecosystem so that the TVS iQube, which is the electric vehicle that TVS has, there can be more demand for that. In fact, TVS has already committed 1,000 crores towards the EV business, and they've said that in the next 24 months the company will have a complete portfolio of 2- and 3-wheeler EVs. Hence, they've collaborated for this charging infrastructure system. Tata Motors will be unveiling a new electric vehicle today, and after the success of the Tata Nexon, all eyes will be on this one. Reports indicate that it could be in the SUV category, so I'm going to track that very closely. And finally, Motherson Sumi. This is a Bloomberg exclusive story where the Motherson Group has participated in the first round of bidding for Marelli Holdings. Now remember, Motherson has a penchant of acquiring distressed assets. They've made 27 acquisitions in the last decade, and Marelli is a company that's looking for some support in its managerial restructuring. So Motherson has bid in the first round there.
Okay, so that's on the autos, but from autos to aviation, Interglobe is also in news.
It is in the news now. I'm going with red over there because there are reports indicating that Rakesh Gangwal has appointed iBankers to sell his shares. They are looking to sell about 5 to 7% of the family shareholding. Remember, Gangwal and his family together own a little over 36% stake in Interglobe Aviation. If that sale of shares goes through, if and when, then there could be the supply overhang on the stock. Hence, I'm going with a bit of red on that stock.
All right, Sonia, thanks for that. More stocks with news flow. Nupur with that list. Nupur.
Well, first up is Tata Steel long product sales volume numbers looked weak on YOY basis. DRI volumes down 12% and saleable steel volumes as well saw 8% downfall. So Q4 is looking weak for the company. NCL Industries cement dispatch number looks weak, but management had earlier guided for this, and going ahead price hike absorption will remain in focus. So watch out for that. Gujarat Pipavav here as well, container volumes down 16%. So Q4 seems weak for this stock as well. Apart from quarterly update, TCS will be in focus. This company gets order to build unemployment insurance program from US-based company. So watch out for that as well. And lastly, IDFC Limited as board meet is scheduled today to consider interim dividend. Also, board is likely to consider divestment of their mutual fund business as Bandhan Consortium being seen as the preferred bidder for the same.
Okay, Nupur, thanks a lot for that. Let's now go across to Manisha for a quick roundup of